Hi, I'm Dr. Elliot Adam from ElliotOracle.com. I'm also the author of the award-winning Fearless Tarot, How to Give a Positive Reading in Any Situation, and the upcoming Tarot in Love, Consulting the Cards in Matters of the Heart, which is now available for pre-order wherever books are sold. It is time for this week's Oracle Reveal. So earlier today on Instagram, I placed up a photo of 3 different animals, and I asked you to use your intuition and just ask yourself which animal's calling to you, because that animal has your message. And the 3 animals were the porcupine, the crow, and the koi fish. So if you're just joining me now, ask yourself which animal's calling to you, because that animal has your message. For those of you who picked the porcupine, the card says, time for beginner mind. And porcupine could be reminding you, if you're attracted to porcupine, to get back to basics. It might be time to review the fundamentals of what you're doing. Sometimes the porcupine asks you to take up your tasks or your job or the thing you're most invested in with these new eyes of wonder. So if it's gotten too predictable or you just feel stuck in a rut or uninspired, porcupine could tell you to remember what brings you joy about this thing. And so it's so important sometimes for us to circle back, even with something we're really talented with, and get back into our passion for it, to remember what we love most about it. That's really going to benefit you this next week. First card for porcupine is where it's best to place your focus. And we get the Hierophant, who is always a figure of faith in the tarot. For me, the Hierophant is able to translate whatever a spirit is telling you into the mortal realm. He also has the keys at the base of his throne, which means he can unlock the mystery, and he can also unlock the solution to most problems. Sometimes the main message of the Hierophant is just to let spirit choose your moves, to really allow yourself to surrender, or to address the situation right now from your best self, from your highest self. If you're feeling overwhelmed or like you don't know quite where to turn, sometimes that Hierophant card can also say that it's important to really turn to something bigger than you, whether it's your ancestors or a deity or whatever the sacred force is for you. It's time to really commune with that at this time. And when we encounter the porcupine with this symbol as well, this could be also a time where you're getting back to basics with your spirit, with your beliefs. You're coming back to your home on a spiritual level, and you're starting anew or fresh. Second card is advice from your inner wisdom this next week, and we get another major arcana card in the Chariot. So porcupine, you have to be brave this next week. You're leaving behind the comfort of the old walled city, much like the charioteer. He's going out into the world. And the 2 sphinxes are guiding his path. And they're creatures of mystery from ancient Egypt. So this could indicate that it's going to feel like there's something mysterious kind of pulling at you, calling you in a new direction. And you need to heed the call. It's also important that you're standing up to your fear. Your fear is going to tell you, stay in the walled city, stay where things have been comfortable, just keep doing the same thing every day the way we've always done it, and it'll be safe. But your inner self's going to say, hey, listen, this is killing me. I can't keep doing this in the same way anymore. Something's missing. And the part that is missing is your spirit. And so it's so important that you're going to the higher things. Major arcana cards in a tarot reading, when they appear together, can indicate that you're working on the big stuff this next week, your spirit, your inner self. So it's time to turn inward and seek your answers there. And then the mythic archetype that could help you with this is, appropriately enough, Hermes, the messenger god. Hermes is the god who delivers the messages from Mount Olympus to mortals or to the underworld. He has access to all realms. And what he might be telling you is that it's time to be open to the messages that are coming your way. Maybe it's time to notice the sacredness of this moment, or even just notice the little rustle of leaves, or the colors that keep appearing on your path, or the word that you keep encountering. There are no such things as coincidences, and so it's so important that you're seeing the pattern at this time. And Hermes could also just indicate travel, movement, going into a new direction or a new area in order to really reclaim that passion. Next, we're going to go into the crow spirit, and the card says, co-create with spirit. And crow is that sacred animal that's able to see the light and the shadow. It's a day creature, and yet it's black. It's in touch with its shadow. When crows show up, magic is afoot. And they also are omens for change, transformation, or even serendipitous events that are going to go your way. First card for crow is where it's best to place your focus this next week. And wow, another major arcana card. Here we see the High Priestess. And much like the crow, the High Priestess has knowledge of the light and the dark. She's seated between those two pillars, one white, one black. And she's also seated before the veil, decorated with pomegranate fruits, which are the fruit of the underworld. In the myth of Persephone, when she goes to the underworld and eats the pomegranate seed, she has to stay there for a portion of the year. And the High Priestess knows these mysteries of transformation and change. She's an initiator, and she's standing in front of that gate, and she's guarding that deep ocean of wisdom, which is accumulated lifetime after lifetime. This is a time for crow to believe in magic, and also to pull back the veil of your fears of death, change, transformation, and allow this new you to evolve and to be born. Second, we're going to go into advice from your inner wisdom. And we got the Page of Wands reversed. Sometimes when the Page of Wands reversed comes up, he's indicating that you're not feeling 100% confident with the talent that you're cultivating at this time. It may sometimes feel like you're not measuring up. But the High Priestess just smiles at the Page of Wands reverse and knows that's an illusion, that the depth of your spirit knows that you're exactly where you need to be and you're learning exactly what you need to learn at this time. The Page of Wands reverse can also indicate that it's time to begin anew, or to infuse some more passion into whatever it is that you're creating as well. But I just feel like there's a talent that you're really going to be cultivating at this time, and it's important to really get back into it and invest in it a lot. And then finally, we got the mythic archetype that's going to help you if you pick crow, and we get Perseus, the figure who borrowed the winged helmet and shoes of Mercury or Hermes, the messenger god. He could indicate that it's time to fly above things. From afar, you'll be able to see things in perspective. And also, this could really inform where you're at on this talent, on this development of this important thing that you're going to be really channeling your energy toward. You might need to look at this from the wiser eyes of some distance. And then finally, the last animal is the koi fish, and the card says there is always enough. And fish are symbols for plenty, multitudes. And what you need to know is that there is plenty for everybody out there. Don't get into the scarcity thinking or feeling like, oh no, there's only so much of this and I have to somehow make sure that I carve out my part of it, otherwise I won't get anything. The koi fish is saying there is plenty. You might want to surrender like the fish. Go with the current. Go with the flow. First card for koi fish is where it's best to place your focus. And we get the Queen of Swords, who is a master at transforming the energy. She wears the butterfly crown. And she changes the energy from feeling victimized by what life is presenting her to feeling victorious. And she does this by being cerebral, logical, and also standing in her leadership. So this could be a time for you where you really want to change circumstances for you if you're attracted to the fish. You might also want to bring things into order and allow this transformation to happen by looking at things logically. It's also a time to act alone. The Queen of Swords has one solitary bird above her head in the distance, and this says that she's not afraid of doing things by herself. So this could be a time when you're really relying on yourself and when you're really trusting in yourself to get the job done. Second card is advice from your inner wisdom, and look at that, the King of Swords. So we got the royal couple here. And what this could indicate is that the job that's at hand for you, the thing that you're trying to make successful, is going to really tap into both that masculine and feminine energy. It's also a time of sending and receiving. But boy, are these two cards cerebral, logical. They're saying don't get stuck in your feelings about the situation. You want to really look at things dispassionately. And these both are upholders of rules, structures. So follow the rules this next week, as cumbersome as that can feel. And then finally, we got the mythic archetype that's going to help you if you pick the koi fish. And appropriately, we have Odysseus floating over the oceans on his 20-year voyage to get home. This is saying that the fish is also in its own odyssey right now, but you will get back home. And so it's so important that you're going through the highs and the lows right now, and you're not allowing it to emotionally affect you, but you're able to look at things logically and really count on those two archetypes within yourself that are going to bring you to power. And that is this week's Oracle. I hope you enjoyed it. You can always check me out at elliotoracle.com. Otherwise, I will see you next week, so do take care.